Recently, several official websites in mainland China, including those of military units, schools, and museums, displayed statements criticizing the Chinese Communist Party. These posts were made under the name of the CCP's Ministry of State Security. These statements also listed detailed personal information about 5 individuals, whom they described as traitors allegedly nurtured by the CCP. A well-known hacker group, Anonymous 64, later posted on social media about their latest achievement. On March 28, Anonymous 64 announced on X that they had hacked into multiple Chinese websites, including those of CCP military-related organizations like the Military Industrial Technology Research Association, Guilin Aviation Technology Institute, and the Office of the Manned Space Program at the General Staff Headquarters, as well as sites for China International News, the Belt and Road Trade Mall Registration Service Center, a recruitment platform, and the Henan Yin Ruins Museum. Anonymous 64 listed 5 individuals whom they claimed were traitors nurtured by the CCP. Li Shulei, Minister of the Propaganda Department, Wang Xiaohong, Minister of Public Security, Zheng Chajie, Director of the National Development and Reform Commission, He Lifeng, Vice Premier, and Wang Yi, Minister of Foreign Affairs. The group provided details about their positions, birth dates, ID numbers, and descriptions of their alleged crimes, stating that their ultimate fate would be a dead end. According to Anonymous 64, the crimes of these officials are as follows. Li Shulei's crime: controlling public opinion, completely blocking the people's access to information, and enforcing widespread internet censorship, only allowing praise for the regime. Wang Xiaohong's crime: responsible for maintaining stability, abusing charges to pursue people across provinces, turning the police system into a violent machine for the powerful. Zheng Chajie's crime: maliciously pushing harmful policies that pushed private enterprises to the brink and caused youth unemployment to reach new heights. He Lifeng's crime: unbalanced policies leading to a stock market crash, real estate collapse, capital flight, bank bankruptcies, and a wave of business closures. Wang Yi's crime: aggressive wolf warrior diplomacy, which resulted in foreign companies withdrawing investments, tech blockades, tariffs, and China being pushed into international isolation. Anonymous 64 also posted the slogan, "Remove the Communist Party and rebuild a new China." The X profile of Anonymous 64 indicates it was created on June 4, 2023. Since then, the group has continuously posted about its activities. On the anniversary of the June 4 Tiananmen Square massacre, the group first hacked the websites of military schools like the Army Engineering University and Aerospace Engineering University, posting images related to the 1989 Tiananmen Square massacre. During China's National Day holiday in October 2023, Anonymous 64 also hacked into the Wuchang Vocational College website, replacing the homepage image with a list of Xi Jinping's alleged crimes, calling it Xi Jinping's list of 18 levels of hell. Additionally, in October 2023, a video circulated showing that a taxi service in Macau had been hacked. The in-car screen displayed "Hacked by Anonymous 64" and played critiques related to Xi Jinping, including issues like youth unemployment and flood disaster relief. The taxi service company issued an urgent statement on WeChat claiming that the hack and related information was not related to them. In March 2024, after the conclusion of the Chinese Communist Party's 2 sessions, one of the major overseas propaganda websites, China Review News Agency, suddenly published an article titled "Excerpts from Premier Li Qiang's Government Work Report." The article harshly criticized Xi Jinping's governance, claiming that China's economy is beyond saving and the people's lives are unbearable. The report also suggested that exposing the truths that Xi Jinping hid during the 2 sessions, with Premier Li Qiang's tone sharply criticizing Xi Jinping's administration, even stating that the country will collapse. Anonymous 64 took credit for the cyber attack on X. On August 1, 2024, Anonymous 64 launched its 5th operation on China's Army Day, exposing on websites like the Lotus Times in Macau and China's Anti-Corruption Network. They claimed that CCP officials launder money overseas through their children. They also revealed that Chinese citizens were being exploited. This operation was aimed at showing the world the CCP's corruption. On November 19, 2024, during the G20 summit in Brazil, where Xi Jinping participated, Anonymous 64 launched their 6th operation. they hacked the live broadcast of the UN's midday news on the Chinese news site The Paper, claiming that China's cyber warfare is the biggest threat to global peace. Recently, Anonymous64 has been posting on X, commenting on current events. Some of their posts include news about the CCP unexpectedly canceling the Prime Minister's press conference during the two sessions in March 2024. They also stated, "Let the world see the truth Xi Jinping hid during the two sessions. China's economy is in total collapse, and the people's lives are unbearable." Another post read, "It's been 2 years since the White Paper Revolution. How are you doing?" And after the White Paper Revolution, the CCP not only did not repent, but allowed the economy to continue deteriorating and youth unemployment to hit new highs. We call on students to stand up again and protest this corrupt government. In addition, Anonymous64 has been reposting historical photos from the June 4th incident, including images of Wang Weilin standing in front of a tank and armed police threatening unarmed civilians. They also frequently share updates from Hong Kong media about overseas dissidents commemorating the Tiananmen Square massacre. One post mentioned the news of 7 members of the Tiananmen Mothers passing away in the past year. These mothers have been seeking justice from the CCP, calling for accountability and compensation. They said, "Although we have not seen hope yet, we will not give up." Anonymous64 also reposts content from Radio Free Asia and overseas pro-democracy activists criticizing the June 4th incident, urging people not to forget June 4th, 1989. It has been revealed that before Anonymous' recent activities, there was a hacker group named Anonymous that had been active for years. According to Wikipedia, Anonymous is a group of hackers formed around shared beliefs. They claim that they are not an organization or affiliated with any political party or company, but rather an idea. The group emerged in 2003 and later took political stances, launching spontaneous actions. They are known for the distributed denial of service (DDoS) attacks against government and corporate websites to promote their views. This group has carried out several notable attacks, such as hacking Colombian President Juan Miguel Santos's Facebook in 2011, breaching 52 CCP government websites in 2014, and targeting ISIS in 2015. In January 2016, Anonymous declared they would attack any CCP websites. In July and August 2015, during the presidency of pro-CCP Ma Ying-jeou in Taiwan, Anonymous's Asian division blocked the official websites of Taiwan's Presidential Office and Ministry of Education, as well as 4 other government sites, including the Ministry of Defense and National Education Research Institute. They also hacked several pro-CCP websites in Taiwan. In 2022, the hacker group Anonymous joined protests against Russia, launching cyber attacks on Russian government agencies and state-run media. During the 2022 White Paper movement in China, Anonymous expressed support for the Chinese people. Their Telegram account pinned a message saying, "Go China, you're not alone," and issued a warning to the Chinese government. "You cannot stop us. Before you abuse your power against citizens seeking democracy and freedom, you should expect us." It is still unclear whether there is a direct connection between the X account Anonymous64 and the original Anonymous. Interestingly, in March this year, Anonymous64 launched cyber attacks against CCP websites, claiming to represent the CCP's Ministry of State Security. They revealed 5 individuals, calling them traitors. The CCP's Ministry of State Security, which has been active and high-profile in recent years, often promotes its so-called spy catch operations, sparking controversy. The current head of the ministry, Chen Yixing, is a close ally of CCP leader Xi Jinping. Under his leadership, the ministry's influence has expanded beyond traditional intelligence matters, addressing security threats related to China's economy, foreign policy, and even culture. The ministry frequently publicizes spy cases to intimidate the public. This was particularly evident after the new anti-espionage law was enacted on July 1, 2023, leading to a wave of mass spy hunts. The ministry has also become involved in internal CCP power struggles. On April 29, 2024, Chen Yixing published an article in CCP media, claiming that the ministry would eliminate internal traitors. China expert Wang He commented that Chen's bold tone was surprising. He suggested that this reflects Xi Jinping's vulnerability in internal struggles. With no other means to intimidate rivals, Xi has resorted to placing the Ministry of State Security in the spotlight. This focus on secret police control could signal a political crisis. Chen's actions may also provoke dissatisfaction among other Xi loyalists. On September 23, 2024, the Ministry of State Security published an article titled Exposing the Taiwan Independence Cyber Army, Anonymous 64. The article claimed that this hacker group had frequently targeted China and Hong Kong, Macau in cyber attacks, attempting to gain control over various platforms, such as portals, outdoor electronic screens, and Internet TV. They hack these places to upload and broadcast content criticizing China's political system. The ministry claimed that the true background of Anonymous 64 was Taiwan's Cyber Command, specifically the Internet Warfare Unit's Environmental Analysis Center, which allegedly carried out cyber cognitive and information warfare against China. The ministry also stated that it had launched investigations into 3 active personnel. However, Taiwan's Ministry of National Defense and Premier Zhou Zhengtai have both denied the claims. Taiwan's Ministry of National Defense stated that the accusations were false and emphasized that the CCP itself is the instigator of regional instability. Taiwan defense expert Zheng Mingzhen suggested that the CCP's sudden focus on the Taiwan cyber army issue was a tactic to divert attention from growing domestic dissatisfaction and internal conflicts in China. Another Taiwanese scholar, Sun Guoxiang, suggested that the CCP is attempting to link cyber attacks to Taiwan in order to create a hostile image and weaken Taiwan's international reputation. This approach is more of a propaganda tool rather than being entirely focused on facts. Recently, the CCP has intensified its war of words and threats against Taiwan, engaging in red infiltration and gray zone operations. Taiwan's Cyber Command has once again become a target of the CCP's attacks. On March 13, Taiwanese President Lai Ching-te outlined 5 key national security and unification threats posed by the CCP. These include threats to national sovereignty, infiltration and espionage targeting Taiwan's military, efforts to confuse the public's sense of national identity, infiltration of Taiwanese society through cross-strait exchanges, and attempts to attract Taiwanese businesses and youth through integrated development. In response, Lai proposed the National Security 17 measures to counter these threats. On March 17, the CCP's Ministry of State Security claimed that it had uncovered 4 individuals involved in cyber attacks and infiltration, even naming them as the 4 main cyber army leaders and releasing their names, appearances, and ID numbers. In response, Taiwan's Cyber Command issued a statement clarifying that the core mission of its cyber warfare unit, like that of any democratic nation, is to safeguard national defense information and ensure cybersecurity. They criticized the CCP for fabricating accusations and trying to intimidate Taiwan's people. Since the CCP took over, it has used state-run media to brainwash the public, while simultaneously blocking all information and viewpoints that could harm its narrative. As a result, many people are unaware of the truths behind incidents like the Tiananmen Square massacre, the persecution of Falun Gong, and the war of resistance against Japan. The CCP has maintained long-term control over public opinion, relying on its 20-plus years of internet firewall. Many mainland Chinese have used VPNs to bypass the firewall and access real information, which has led to a shift in their thinking. However, most people, for various reasons, do not have access to such channels. In November 2020, then U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo delivered a speech at the Ronald Reagan Institute. He noted that the Trump administration had successfully changed its policy toward the CCP and expressed a commitment to helping the Chinese people break through the CCP's firewall. After the CCP's 2 sessions in 2023, Anonymous 64 hacked into several official CCP websites and published content claiming to let the world see the truth that Xi Jinping hid during the 2 sessions. In response, Song Guocheng, a senior researcher at the International Relations Research Center at the National Chengchi University in Taiwan, shared his perspective. Song said that China is a highly closed society and cited the recent U.S. plan to ban TikTok. He pointed out the CCP's hysteric opposition to this, while at the same time blocking all Western media such as Facebook, X, and YouTube. Song stated that these anti-CCP hacker actions expose some of the realities within mainland China. For the Chinese people who are deprived of information, these actions have a role in delivering the truth and enlightening them. He emphasized that he does not support hacker attacks, as the use of the internet for information warfare by any side is an abnormal phenomenon. However, he acknowledged that these anti-CCP hacker attacks are one of the few ways to transmit truths to the Chinese people, truths that they otherwise would not have access to. Anonymous 64 has gained recognition for its cyber attacks on the Chinese Communist Party, aiming to spread truths that the government tries to suppress from the public. These actions have led some to view the group as a force for justice, supporting the Chinese people. On the other hand, the CCP has been accused of using hacking to target other countries, stealing data, persecuting human rights, and threatening global security. On March 5, 2024, the U.S. Department of Justice announced that it had lawsuits against 12 Chinese citizens accused of hacking into global computer systems. The individuals include 2 officers from the CCP's Ministry of Public Security, 8 employees of a private company called iSoon Information Technology Company, and 2 members of the Advanced Persistent Threat 27 hacker group. U.S. authorities stated that these hackers, working under the direction of China's Ministry of Public Security and Ministry of State Security, used their hacking skills to suppress freedom of speech and target data from numerous global organizations. These malicious cyber activities were carried out by freelance hackers and iSoon employees, with China's intelligence agencies paying large sums for the stolen data. In February 2024, documents and chat records from iSoon Information Technology Company were leaked by Anonymous 64 on GitHub. The records reveal that the company had been involved in extensive cyber attacks across Asia, including Taiwan, South Korea, Mongolia, Indonesia, the Philippines, Singapore, Malaysia, India, as well as the Middle East, Australia, Africa, Central America, South America, and Europe. These attacks allowed the hackers to illegally access sensitive data. Apart from providing hacking tools and training to domestic clients, iSoon sold stolen data from foreign institutions and conducted surveillance on personal accounts on social media platforms like Weibo and WeChat. One leaked document confirmed that iSoon worked with the CCP and was involved in hacking activities to monitor both Chinese citizens and foreigners. The document also revealed that X has become a major target for online opinions governance by the CCP. Court filings show that the CCP uses large private companies and contractors to mask its involvement in cyber attacks, ensuring its actions remain hidden behind the scenes while continuing to exert its influence over both domestic and foreign targets. This is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the CCP's hacking activities. A hacker group controlled by the CCP, known as Salt Typhoon, also referred to as Ghost Emperor, Famous Sparrow, or UNC 2286, has been accused by the U.S. since 2020 of engaging in data theft operations. In response to the U.S. Department of Justice's investigation and the pursuit of Chinese hackers, Lai Jianping, a former Beijing lawyer and chairman of the Canadian Alliance for Democracy, stated, "This shows that the U.S. has entered into a new domain of conflict with the CCP. It is also part of the U.S.'s broader strategy to counter the CCP."